Well, welcome to this week's check-in video, which is live from my house in Stevensville. This is Field Trip Edition, and I want to kind of give you a walk through our house. This is on Monday. This is a couple of days after that massive windstorm that took through their whole basically house and turned it upside down. I'm in my backyard, and again, here I are a couple of days later, and there on the ground lies a big, beautiful barbecue. Yeah, it's actually not beautiful. It's old and needs replacing, but it got the wind was so powerful that everything turned upside down. The whole barbecue got thrown like 2 meters away, and it still lies there. You may ask, why is it 2 days later and it's still sitting there? Well, my wife asked the same question, and I'll get back to you on that one. Anyway, also in the backyard, we used to have a trampoline. You can see the dirt pile there, and that's where the trampoline used to be. Now, the emphasis on used to be there because now with the windstorm, let me take you for a walk. We would walk this way through the neighborhood here, through the backyard, around our neighbor's house, and if you see there, between two houses, there lies our trampoline. Yeah, see, the windstorm picked it up, and about 5 o'clock in the morning, we got a call from our great neighbors who were wondering, what would you like us to do with the trampoline that we're holding that happens to be down on the sidewalk 2 or 3 houses away? And so we got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and picked up our trampoline, carried it over, tied it in between the 2 houses so that the wind tunnel effect wouldn't be so strong, and that's where our trampoline was. Now, it's freezing cold outside. It's snowing, and I don't want to wreck my great computer here, my MacBook. And so I'm going to join you inside, and I will draw a conclusion to why I'm giving you this field trip. So why the field trip? Why go outside and freeze like crazy to do a check-in video? Well, I wanted to show you the aftermath of a windstorm. Right, I got a phone call from our great neighbors at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday saying, what would you like to do with this trampoline? And by the time I ran outside and I saw the ends of eaves troughs flying everywhere, and I saw my barbecue turned upside down and my trampoline 3 houses down the street, and now I got to, at 5 o'clock in the morning, tie it up in between 2 houses. I got to preach in a couple hours. I got to get to church soon. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to endure that and go through that. And I think that's just a small detail of what people go through when the windstorms of life hits and sickness comes and conflict rises and problems come, and now we're enduring. Now we're in a season of suffering. Now we're going through trials that we would never have dreamed of. Nobody wants that phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody wants or asks for the certain things that we're facing today. And yet at the same time, as much as those are things that spring into our life unexpectedly, the same thing happened to Joseph. We've looked 2 weeks now at the life of Joseph. And yet how Genesis chapter 50 verse 20 is that declaration of truth that no matter what happened to Joseph, he doesn't get bitter about it. He doesn't get angry about it. He doesn't try and pray for salvation from it. He says, what you intended to harm me, brothers, God intended for good. The bad things you brought, the terrible suffering that I have endured, the trials and the difficulties that I've had to go through, God has made great things out of it. And you stop and you think, man, look what God has done for me and now has done for you, my brothers, and has done for these people, these many lives that we have saved. And then on Sunday, we looked at the bigger picture and how not only is this a story about Joseph and his brothers and about people getting saved from this famine, this is a story about God fulfilling his promise from way back in the day of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. And when God's promise is hanging in the balance now in the life of Joseph, God makes good on it, and he fulfills it through Moses and Aaron and in the days of Joshua. Sometimes our perspective is this windstorm has thrown me upside down, and we lose it. We're upset. We're filled with anxiety and bitterness and anger. And yet maybe the perspective is as trisome as this is, as challenging as this is right now. Maybe a perspective is, can I trust God that he will make good on this? In my day or not, with my knowledge of this or not? Can I trust in a sovereign God that maybe this isn't about me? Maybe I am enduring this. Maybe I'm going through this season of suffering so that somebody else could be impacted, so that somebody else could be brought to the truth of Jesus Christ, so somebody else could have a God moment in their life. I look at the life of Joseph and I see phenomenal things that happen for him and his brothers in country after country, but I see a huge picture of God's promise remains true, God's promise fulfilled. And so God used this one story to keep that promise going. Maybe God is using your trial and your challenge today to keep His work going in somebody's life, somebody's around you. What a great perspective through the windstorms of life. It's been great to be able to study Joseph a bit. We're going to move on in our series this week. And look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Thanks for watching. God bless.